The black race is richly endowed in all ramifications. The people have a rich history and pedigree. Every black society has an interesting history that dates back to several generations, and the histories have influenced the enviable existence of the people from generation to generation. And of course, they have earned the African society a pride of place on the global scene. Nigeria is one of the most historically blessed, culturally rich, and artistically imaginative nations on the African continent. Beginning from the various heroic and exciting foundational histories behind the creation of African towns and villages, forebears as a result of their quite laudable and inestimable feats in entrenching communities that have over time become large towns, have become heroes and legends venerated by these societies, and their stories are constantly recounted to appreciate their bravery as well as inspire, encourage, and motivate existing and coming generations. Such is the case of the ancient town of Ogbomosho, southwest Nigeria. A trip to the ancient town and an encounter with the traditional ruler of the town was a great expose into the thrilling story about how the town came into being, how the significant name of the town was derived, and the meaning of it. Oba Jimo Ajagungbade, the Shoun of Ogbomosho, Oyo State, Nigeria, proved to be a reservoir of the history of Ogbomosho and a true custodian of culture and tradition of the people.
Kò yẹ kí ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ kẹ́pẹ́ gbàgbé ẹ̀. Yorùbá dáa pọ̀, a dá tàṣà wa. Ẹ wo orú ẹ̀ tẹ́ rí nísìn. Abacha kọ́, wọ́n ṣèpàdé tán, ńgbà dẹ̀ ń lọ, wọ́n wọlé, wọ́n wá kúnlẹ̀, wọ́n yíká, wọ́n wá kí mi. Ìgbà tí wọ́n dé náà tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìpàdé, wọ́n wá, wọ́n kí mi pọ́n lọ ṣèpàdé. Ara àwọn tí à ń pè ní àṣà. Àṣà nìkan kọ́, iyì.
Of note is the over 300 years old tortoise in the palace of the traditional ruler, and its significance to the town and its people. The story of the tortoise and its essence is on its own a robust study venture.
Wọ́n ní bàbá sàn tó wà ní orí oyè yìí, bàbá wọn ló gbé wá láti ojú ogun, wọn náà gbé wá láti gbà yẹn, wọ́n sì ti gbé dé, wọ́n ti ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ títí tó fi di ọjọ́ òní ní bàbá fi wà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wá bá wọn tó ń jẹ tí wọ́n ń jẹ, gbogbo oúnjẹ tí ẹ̀dá alààyè ń jẹ làwọn náà ń jẹ, bíi rice, àmàlà, ẹ̀kọ́ tútù. Wọ́n wá láì kan bíi èso làárà fún wọn jù ní sẹ́ni pé wọ́n ti dàgbà, ìbẹ́pẹ, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, watermelon, ẹ̀kọ́ tútù wá ṣe ń rà fún wọn nù.
Arts and crafts have, from time immemorial, been a hallmark of the African people's identification. It is a phenomenon that spreads across provision of employment and entertainment, cum leisure. One of the traditional crafts of the Yoruba people of the southwestern part of Nigeria, among other African communities, is drum making. For this man, who doubles as a drum maker and a professional drummer, It is a two-in-one venture engagement that provides for him his source of livelihood. There are also several other forms of crafts that serve as employment for those that make them, and decoration and costume accessories, as the case may be, for those who patronize the makers. The aesthetics and magnificence that characterize the great works of African arts and crafts make one marvel at the level of creative ingenuity Africans are blessed with. They exude beauty in every sense imaginable. Among the countless endowments of Africans as the nourishing edibles, foods, soups, and snacks, various kinds of vegetables can be prepared in various ways to provide various degrees of nourishments. A staple like cassava is processed in several ways to produce different kinds of foods, all to be relished with great delight. Little wonder Africans who rarely consume African foods glow in unique radiance. The snacks too are second to none, so genuinely and painstakingly made. Quite amazing is the fact that these African foods are diverse. Each African community or town has certain peculiar edibles that are always new discoveries to visitors to each of these territories.
My mama mia, that dream is kinda near. Me, I bring flavor to the beat.
Creative talents abound in Africa, and it's quite pleasing that the entertainment industry in Africa and indeed Nigeria has developed greatly, but still the potential is far greater than what has been unearthed so far.
I did music when I was in school. I was, very popular in school, but I wasn't just comfortable. I had everything in school. I was the #1 artist. Maybe say if there's supposed to be a show, if you don't have my picture on your show, people are not coming. Right. That's one. And nice, if you put it on your show, once I perform, everybody don't go.
Nigerians are gifted with great acting and singing skills. As numerous as actors and musicians appear to be, there remains millions of yet to be discovered talents spread across the nation. Efforts are being made to bring to the fore budding talents in the field of acting and singing, but these efforts need to be much more concerted, particularly as entertainment has grown to be a huge industry, placing the whole of Africa on the world view and is still constantly and rapidly growing. Culture and tradition of African people are best displayed through traditional festivals. Each town has its own peculiar general and specific cultural and traditional festivals celebrated annually, and the avenue is always a privilege to showcase the people's cultural heritage. These festivals, no doubt, do a lot in helping to sustain the rich culture and tradition of the people, as well as fostering and consolidating the communal and camaraderie spirits among the people. Beyond these, the tourism potentials of these festivals are enormous. If properly harnessed, HMC visuals shall continue to re-echo the clarion call for the realization and exploration of this gold mine that Africa and Africans sit on. It is a course we are committed to with resolve and determination.